Please. Yes, we just had an election, but let's keep it politics free. Same reason we asked for no drama tonight, because both of those go back to the fact as invisible individuals, we have enough drama in our own lives. And let's just take some break and focus on ourselves and take the mask off and know that you're surrounded by love and empathy and caring and support in this life. These lives are the safest place for anybody in the visible community to be on this full app. I promise you that. I guarantee that. So we talked about going shopping on Monday. The big announcement is next Tuesday's live, which is Christmas Eve, will be moved to Christmas night. We're going to do Wednesday night, Christmas night, 7 p.m. And the logic behind that is we did this on Thanksgiving. I've been by myself on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so, yeah, that's why we're doing it. Even if you have family and you have a great Christmas and you want to come out, be surrounded by your invisible family, or come support your invisible family on Christmas, do it. It'll be 7 o'clock on Christmas night, and we're just going to hang out. And if you don't do Christmas, if that's not the voodoo that you do, that's fine. It'll be just open. It'll be all of us hanging out together, just being ourselves and being able to just take a deep breath and relax, So like Leslie said, Thanksgiving was a lot of fun. There were some serious laughs on Thanksgiving. So that was good. That was really good. So I'm trying to think if there was something else I needed to mention. I've been telling people to email me.
Miss Dixie said she forgot to mention.
What?
She forgot to mention the share.
Oh, I did though already, but I'll do it again.
Dixie forgot to mention the share button. So, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you hit the bottom right corner, the 3 dots, hit share. Just share it to me at least. Share it to somebody you think that might be interested in the live. I've been telling y'all to email me because I'm so far behind on comments and messages, and somebody did. And then my brain fog, I deleted the email, and I can't find it. So I apologize. If you can try it again, I
It's in your
appreciate
deleted
it.
folder.
It's not. I went and I looked. It's not there. There's
not?
nothing in my deleted folder. There's nothing in there. Not even spam. I don't know how it's getting into. So it's not there. And I went back and looked. So I don't know what's going on. So, hey Moonchild, thank you for being here. Leslie, that could have been you. So it wasn't intentional. I've been struggling, and it was I will say it's because of the struggle bus lately. So, yeah, that happens, and it's not intentional. I want to plug Joe. Joe's doing lives on Wednesdays. He's looking for caretakers to come on and share their experience as either the husband, wife, caretaker, partner, son, daughter, cousin, aunt, to share their side of the story of the invisible partnership. So if you're interested, or you think you're a caretaker, or you know somebody might be interested, let myself or CRPS Warrior Joe know, and so we can get that hooked up. That would be a good live, I think, too. So
That'd be really good.
Am I missing anything? I sent you this thing today on WhatsApp, all the things we're going to talk about tonight. Anyway.
I know, and I didn't write it down, so I'm relying on my memory. So I hope you have it written down.
I do. It's just I want people to read it. Anyway, so the big thing tonight is going to be advice for newbies. Advice for newbies. And I know we have a lot of just classic warriors in here. And we have 1 or 2 that are relatively new. The reason I wanted to touch on this stuff is when I did the video over the weekend about taking pain meds with you, there were a few people that said no. And then I had some people reach out and they're like, why would you do that? And I'm like, lived experience, because you get stuck out, you need your meds, you don't have them, and then it's a nightmare, So that kind of got me thinking, well, maybe we are having more people, we constantly have people coming in and coming out of Invisible. And so kind of wanted to touch on a few things that we could do that we do, I should say, through learned experience, that helps make it a little bit better for us. And I'm going to say it again, like I said in the video today. Invisible is nothing but a group of people with varied diagnoses, wide variety of diagnoses, who share their lived experiences so that to help others be more successful. And this is a perfect example. If you guys can start sharing some of the stuff that you do, so people who are new, mainly, I mean, I wouldn't have never carried my meds with me until I got caught without them, right? And if we can help somebody not go through that, then I think that's a good one. Another one that I think is important is some kind of like an index card or a Post-it note. Write down all the meds you take, the milligrams and your dosage. And then on the back side of the piece of paper, anything you're allergic to. And then you carry that. And then if you are blessed to have an advocate or a partner or a spouse that maybe goes to the ER with you or is with you most of the time, have them carry that as well in case you're unfortunately incapacitated and you can't say, hey, here's my list. So that will, the doctors may just take with a grain of salt, but some doctors may look at that and really be able to say, okay, this person's exhibiting this, and it makes sense, right? And maybe that'll help you be one step ahead of the game. But I think it's important to put down what you're allergic to as well, right? Because, like I put down Haldol. So mine says I'm allergic to Haldol. So I don't get chemically, almost said chemically castrated.
I mean, I don't like it,
so. Yeah.
I don't want it.
I don't want it either, you know.
No.
So,
but yeah, I mean, keeping a list, like I keep a list in my phone. So I have it updated at all times in my phone, but I also have, in my medical binder that I showed you guys weeks ago, I have several pages of my medication list printed out so that anytime I go to a new doctor, I can just take that sheet of paper and hand it to them. Because I'm sure, like a lot of you guys, I have a list of medications. I don't want to write them down or recite them to somebody. So having a piece of paper readily available that you can just give to somebody is very helpful. It is one of the most helpful things that I've done. And I just print them off and just have them in the binder. That way, anytime I go to a new doctor, or if I go to the emergency room for some reason, I can just say, here, this is the list. This is what I have. It has my allergies on it, all the things.
And I just saw Ricky said there's just too much info to remember. And I'm glad Ricky's here because it's in my notes and it's in what I sent you today. Y'all, Ricky at the Declining Spine did videos on a notebook system that she's put together. If you're not following Ricky, you need to. She just had some pretty severe back surgery, and so we need to keep giving her, you know, lots of spoons and energy for that. But a lot of her stuff is really, really good. I mean, so I follow her because I find her stuff informative. And the video she did on the notebooks just really, really, really impressed the hell out of me. So you'll see her on here. If you scroll through the comments, Ricky at the Declining Spine, give her a follow and go find those videos of hers because they are really, really good. You know, so I want to make sure I got a shout out for that. So that's just a few things, you know. Buck says I use a spreadsheet and update tabs, also put the start dates. So yeah, I mean, that's good, you know, and whether the care team is going to take advantage of it or not and use it, we can't dictate that, right? Because we've learned that. We could walk in with our arm cut off at the elbow and say, hey, my arm is missing at my elbow, it's bleeding. They would say, wow, have you talked to your primary care doctor about this yet? You know, they would, some doctors would, because they want to see what they want to see. But I feel if we go in and we have the information, then we can honestly tell ourselves, it's not my fault. You know, I did my part, you know. And I feel like I can trash talk doctors who don't do the right thing a lot better, a lot more comfortable, if I feel I've done my part, you know. So, but that's just me. So we talked about Ricky's. I was impressed. I saw Dr. Mike picked up on this video, on the video I did. And he actually did a video, 4 things that he recommends. And I was glad he did. I'm glad to chime in. Dr. Mike's on the list of people I owe a lot to, because I've been so far out of it lately. I'm glad he picked up on it, because he had some really good stuff, and a lot of it is in his book. One of the things he would recommend, he said, and if you go to his page, it'll be like in the top 4 or 5 videos. It says like 4 things recommend. And if you'll see it on his profile, one of them was, if at all possible, bring an advocate with you to your appointments. And
especially at the beginning.
Yeah. And he specifically said, when you're discussing your pain plan, management plan, right? Because a lot of times, myself, I'm not going to project this on anybody else, these doctors will start talking really fast, and I'll process it there, but as soon as I get out that door, it's gone. It's in the atmosphere, right? And if you have somebody with you, for me, it helps me keep me more alert. But then at the same time, if I've spaced it or if I've misheard something, that person can say, no, he actually said this, So, and I get it, Avo. Not everybody has somebody they can take to these appointments. I get it. That's why I said, if at all possible. If at all possible. Right. One day, if invisible.
And I think especially...
Go ahead.
Especially. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one day, if Invisible ever takes off, we are, wouldn't it be cool if we could just be each other's advocates? If you're in, say, Houston, and you have a doctor's appointment and you don't have an advocate, you post it on a message board or in a group, say, hey, I've got an appointment on Wednesday. I've got a ride, but man, I don't want to go by myself. And then you have another pain patient, another chronically illness patient, somebody else, you're dealing with CRPS, you have somebody at CRPS show up and go with you. Wouldn't that be really cool? So that would be really good. All volunteer, right? Nobody gets paid for this stuff. Nobody gets paid. So you do it because you love it, right? But that's one of the big things he drove home. That was his first one. And his second thing would be a reminder of, again, this is in his book, focus on the goal. And remember, the goal is not necessarily to get a pain level of 0. The goal is, how do you fit life in with what you have going on? Quality of life is what I call it, right? And I think sometimes I go in demanding too much because I deserve it, because I'm in pain. And I get what I reap what I sow, which is nothing, right? But if I go in and this kind of ties in with this one we'll talk about here shortly, with offering things that I'd be willing to do, PT, therapy, whatever, right? To show him I'm putting an effort in myself on my own care, walking when I can do it, swimming if I can join the YMCA, whatever, to show that you're willing, to do it. But the goal is quality of life, right? I get focused so much, and it's so easy, and I don't fault anybody, but it's so easy to get focused on the pill count. I need 4, but it only gave me 3, and that's a very big important thing to focus on. But we also need to focus on explaining to them how you think 4 would help your quality of life. And sometimes it's going to work, and sometimes you're going to run into a buzzsaw. Ain't no getting around it. Ain't going to get around it. But again,
and I mean, I think, but whenever I went and approached my pain doctor with an increase, this was probably like 4 or 5 months ago, but I went in with my quality of life is diminishing where I'm at right now. For me, a realistic is, with my pain medication, the best that I can do is about a 5 out of 10. And, that's just something that I've accepted, and I can function at a 5. I can do most things at a 5. Would I like to be lower? Sure, but that's just not realistic. So whenever I was noticing that my pain was higher with my medication, I stopped going out as much. I wasn't running errands. We weren't doing as many things with friends and family because if I went out, I would be down for 3 or 4 days and it wasn't worth it to me. And so when I approached my pain doctor, I said, listen, my quality of life is diminishing. I used to be able to do several things a week. Now I can't. I'm doing one, maybe two things a week, and I'm still recovering for 3 or 4 days. And I said, I don't want to leave the house. Like, I'm not looking for a huge increase, but I'm looking for something that's going to give me my quality of life back so that I can be as active as I can be in this situation. And he was super open to it. He was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's try this. Let's do this. But anytime I've gone in and said, this pill isn't working, I feel like I need another pill a day, or I need an increase in my medicine, it never, he's like, well, we probably shouldn't increase. But because that's the goal of pain management, is quality of life. It's not to get you to a 0 out of 10. That's just, I mean, not to be a negative Nancy, but that's just unrealistic.
Yeah, and you and I talked about this.
And I think looking realistic at goals.
Right. And we talked about this a little bit earlier today, that for some, everybody experiences pain different, right? And like I've had to explain to my pain doc, we both know what a 7 is to me, because I know what a 7 is to him. So, because I asked him, like, what is a 7 for you? Give me your example of a 7. And he'll tell me. I'm like, okay, this is my 7. This is what my conditions. So base everything. If I tell you I'm at a 6, I'm okay. If I'm tell you I'm at an 8, you know. So everybody handles it different. But is it? I'd love to go home pain free, but I tell him, get me to a 5 or a 6.
Right.
If you get me to a 5 or a 6, I can function.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to be different. But you need to figure out what that level is. Is it realistic to be at a 1 or a 0? It's a goal we would hopefully get, but is it realistic going to happen? So, another thing that he mentioned today in his video was a pill is not a plan. Right? Think about that. Right. What does he mean by that? What he's talking about is your pain med by itself will not solve all your problems. What else can we do? And and what other things can we work on? It's a part of the plan, right? At best, but it'll help with the quality of life, but so will so many other things. So I put a lot of stress and a lot of freaking out when I can't get my scripts right. But at the same time, it's because I know I need that to get to the 5, right? That's why I freak out if I don't get them. But I know I need to be doing other things in my life to try to keep me at that 5 along with that medication. Does that make sense? I hope. Maybe.
Absolutely. And that's what I love so much about when we did the month of hope with the tips and tricks of what you do for your pain, because that also just proved that we have all these other things that we have to use along with our pain medication to decrease our pain, whether it's a cream or ice or exercise or whatever. You have to, if you are just taking a pill and that is what you're hinging all of your pain relief on, unfortunately, that is not, I feel like when I first started in this, like, that was my plan. I was like, well, it's going to take my pain away. I'll be able to function, whatever. But you have to have other things in your pocket that you're doing along the way. Exercise, physical therapy, all these things, because so many of us are dealing with the medication shortages and being dropped by our pain medication people. And, you have to find other things that help. Are they going to help as well as the pain medication? Probably not. But you
in
have
conjunction,
to have other things in your pocket that you're doing.
And
right.
Dr. Mike and Dr. Mike didn't go there with this, but this is just my non-doctorish, non-medical theory truck driver, blue collar dude thought. You got to treat the whole person, right? You got to treat the whole person. Yes. And
absolutely.
And what is that? How do I apply that to me? Because I suck at doing that at times because I get selfish. But me being able to go sit outside, that sounds so trivial, but the sunlight does something for me, right? Mm-hmm. So the sunlight and coming outside and hearing the dogs bark or yelling at the dogs because they won't stop barking, that is getting me moving, right? It's distraction. It's nature. It's all these other things mentally that are going on. Me getting my butt out of the house at least several times a week just to go to town, to go to Walmart and get dog treats. No reason, just to go to Walmart to get dog treats. Just to be surrounded by other humans at times, mentally. Yeah. So I think you have to treat the whole person, right? So, and that one pill may or may not treat that whole person. Again, that's blue collar keep talking. Definitely. So I'm not a medical trained person. What do I always say? The only license I have is given to me by the state of Texas to drive a vehicle, and that's it. But I mean, you do stuff. You stalk your neighbors, right? I mean,
I do all the time.
I know. Yeah. I can't wait till after Christmas sales.
It's the cross I bear.
After Christmas sales, we're going to get you a drone. So on your bad days, and when you're upstairs in the bedroom, all the wind blinds closed, it's all dark and everything, you'll have a little remote control with a little screen on it. Your husband can take that out, sit it in the driveway, and you can lay there in bed and you can fly it around the neighborhood, and stalk, So
could you imagine? I would get like a strongly worded letter from the HOA.
Strongly worded letter. Yeah, but the thing is, you have the dirt on the people that sent the letter. You'll have the dirt that says, "Oh, really? You're coming after me? You're coming after me?" The last thing he brought up in the number 4, or next to last thing, was, and this goes back to what we talked about earlier. Some things can't be fixed. So when we are new, right, that's a hard realization. That's hard. And it hurts. A good friend of mine today sent me a text, and they got some diagnosis stuff, and they're like, it's the first time I saw it in writing, and it hit hard. And I experienced that with my EEG test, right, where he said severe cognitive and for all 4 lobes are jacked up. Some things may not be able to be fixed. My neurologist I went and saw, long story short, some of the headaches is being caused by these nerves in the C123 going up over. And he said that there is no pill on the planet you can take to kill that pain. He said there's not. He said your only hope would be a nerve block and then a nerve stimulator if the nerve block worked. And I come from a pharmaceutical background, right? My old man was a sales rep for Johnson & Johnson and McNeil and all these other Johnson & Johnson companies, and pills have always saved everything. And here he is telling me, no. The only thing that can do that would possibly be a nerve block. Not even nerve ablation, but I guess they don't want to do a nerve ablation back there. No. But I really don't want steroids.
Yeah, that's a really sensitive spot.
So it's coming to terms with, they may not be able to fix this, but how do I get my quality of life even with this, right? And I think that's right. I think that's important. I think that's important. So, But all that stuff came out of his book, and I left my book inside. So, but you can go to my shop, you can buy it. Um, I need to talk to him. I need to pick up the phone and apologize to him, and because I'd love to have him back on, because it's been, geez, 3 months since he's been on here. So, yeah. So, Advo just said, not a pill will give my cognitive quality of life back. That's right. So.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's a grieving process. Whenever somebody tells you, I don't know if I can fix this, or this is going to be a lifelong issue. And, I've had those conversations with doctors, and, it's a grieving process, because you have to realize, like, oh shit, this isn't going to go away. And now I have to figure out how to live my best life despite all of this. And it's hard. And I feel like, the grieving process never ends. I feel like for people with chronic illness, or maybe just in life, the grieving process never ends. But it's one of those things that it's hard to swallow that pill, that things cannot be fixed sometimes. But I think coming to the understanding and accepting that they can't be fixed does help. But again, you're still going to go through the grieving process, because you'll get frustrated with things happening or whatever, but it's hard, and it's not easy for anybody. So anybody that gets a diagnosis, no matter if you've been sick for 2 months or 20 years, anytime you hear something like that, it's hard.
Yeah. So. And Clarissa, you're right. I mean, you said that I'm still grieving. I am. And I think if you go back through some of my videos, or some of Amy's videos, or Joe's videos, or geez, how many people ended up doing that project we did? God, it was 30 people. Went through the 5 stages. There's a whole series we did, Clarissa, where people went through the 5 stages of grief. And it was brutal. But I think if you surveyed everybody that went through those, if they tell you that they've made it through all 5 stages, they'll tell you they're right back into it. Just processing it different, maybe this time. Right. So.
Yeah, I accepted it yesterday. Today, I'm not accepting it anymore.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
So, yeah. So those are some of the things that he said. And I wanted to pull those up. There's a lot of different things, I missed a lot of them. I saw that somebody said that they do a spreadsheet. Let me see. Advo said that she had something. Advo, are you still here? Not seeing you. See if she comes back. She said she's doing something interesting, and I told her we'd get to her when we were done. So, there she is. Okay.
There she is.
Okay, let's do. Yes. Why is it not showing that you're here? Can you send me, Edward? Can you send me a request? Can you send me a request to join, please? And we'll see if I can find you that way, because it's not coming up for some reason.
I was going to say another thing that I'll add while you're figuring that out, along with like the medication list that you guys take. If you are new to the illness, chronic pain, or whatever, or if you're just having new symptoms, keeping a symptom log, as frustrating as it is, and it's time consuming and it's annoying sometimes, it is extremely helpful. And to write down every day how you're feeling, any type of symptoms you have, that way you can kind of figure out what's going on before you go to the doctor, and then show them a symptom tracker. Yep. And I begrudgingly did that back in the day. I hated doing it, but it was so helpful. And I did it again about 2 years ago when I started having POTS symptoms, and that's how they figured out what it was. And so that is something I always recommend to people who have new symptoms or are just new to the chronic illness community, is make your own symptom tracker or go online and search, and you will find a million different symptom trackers that you can print off. But they are beyond helpful and will give you a lot of good information. So I wanted to add that in there.
And Advo, before you get started, Chronic Pain Warrior said if we have more control over our treatment, it would be more acceptable in some aspects. Brother, I believe that 110%. I feel that in my bones. I do. But that's even with the unicorns, we don't get the control sometimes, right? And with insurance companies and denials, and I really don't want to go down the UHC path tonight, but we've all experienced that, and we have no control in a lot of ways, you know. So yeah, you're right. It's battling insurance companies and doctors who worry about losing their licenses, you know. So I got a message from somebody that said that their doctor wasn't going to bump them up on pain meds because the DEA was giving them like different regulations to follow now and stuff. And it's like,
that was me.
There's nothing. Is that you? Yeah. What? Yeah. Can you explain that one more time for me? What did they tell you again? Because I can't remember.
Sure. So I just had my pain management visit just a couple days ago, and every provider in that clinic got an email from the DEA saying what you better and better not do. And one of those things was I was taking 4 a day of whatever I'm taking, and they said you better not have a patient taking 4 a day unless they need to be hospitalized. And they took me down to 3 a day. No talk, no. I was really glad they explained it to me. But the DA is up their asses right now to be sending out detailed emails to each one of them.
I'd love to see that email, you know, just because I'm a fan.
I would have loved to see it too. She was pulling it up on her phone because
I'm having to work around that now, right? Because I'm supposed to be on X amount of one that is out of stock we can't get, so he doubled it with the same basically the same thing. He doubled the amount, but said twice a day, but told me even though it says twice a day, cut them in half and take them 4 times a day, right? So that's totally bypassing, you know.
Because of being in the hospital like a week, I missed my timed appointment and have been without medication for 6 days. And I could be without medication for another week and a half because pharmacies around my area are out of my medication.
Yeah.
So, the life we live.
It's so...
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like, unfortunately, that's becoming like common. And it's so dumb that this is like a common thing. Like, this should not be happening to everybody.
And they cut them again next year, right?
Like it is.
I wish that there were open and acceptable things that we could do for times like this that I'm going through, where I'm it's not that my doctor doesn't want me to have it, it's that the pharmacies are out. You know, like one thing or another, if something happens, we could help ourselves through it. Right. And now I said open and accessible.
Yeah, and in Texas you can't do that. Well, not easily.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, so because remember what happened last time? I talked about that for cats, and we got kicked off. Remember that?
Right.
Right.
There's a legal stand in Texas. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So
anyway,
what's your tip? You had a tip
So
on
my
meds and
fear
stuff.
is, so like I have a lot of heart and then spinal issues. And so my fear is that I will get stuck somewhere and either not be able to communicate effectively, especially with this new cognitive stuff that I have going on. Makes me feel dumb as a doornail, but that's my grieving process, I guess. Anyway, so what I do, I have a tub. I shit you not. Is it okay if I cuss a little bit too much on your?
Are you serious? Say whatever
Go
you want.
for it.
I
Let
have.
it fly.
I
Just
have
know that
a
hey,
what?
just know that Amy's going to be writing it down because Amy's like the stalker. She's only keeps track of everybody, right? So,
So she switched to TikTok stalking since she got a letter from the HOA. She's TikTok stalking. Ooh, I'm scared. Ooh, I'm scared. Ooh. Okay.
All right. So anyway,
so I have a Rubbermaid tub of every test, every result, any after visit summary where he was wrong. And from doctor. Like, 2.5 years. I don't take that out and do, like, I don't take that with me. But I use it as a reference to have a 3-ring binder of what current neuro needs to know. And maybe what I need to reference before I get there. However, I keep on my iPad the Word document. And first, I do the medication because I don't want them switching up medications on me. Like, I'm on complicated medications. I take, 17 prescription medications a day. And, yeah. So,
wow.
First is medications, then is surgeries and allergies and diagnoses. Like, they need to know everything. It's like one scroll for them. Just one little scroll. And they have all of it. They don't need to ask me any more questions.
Anymore.
Basically.
I think that's a good idea. And again, we can't guarantee these docs on the medical team is going to pay attention to it, right? But at least we've done our part, right? We've done our part. And it's like, here's my politics for the night. It's like if you vote, I feel if I vote, that gives me the right to bitch, right? Because I voted.
Yeah.
If I didn't vote, I can't bitch. So this is the same way with going to some of these doctors and ERs and stuff. If I hand them the information and they choose to ignore it, then I have a right to bitch.
Then my adrenaline might make me act in certain ways.
Oh yeah, there's a good story. Valerie would do a live one time and she'll tell you the story of when the doctor was ignoring her and was mistreating her when she was having a full-blown attack and she couldn't defend herself, couldn't say anything. But she could see me going across the bed because the doctor was on the other side of the hospital bed in the ER, and I was going across the bed to get to him. And had the nurse not been in there, so the adrenaline gets in for me too. So, so anyway, so that's a good tip.
Last thing is that I use my health app. Are you there?
Yeah, you keep dropping in and out.
Yeah, you're breaking up, but I think
you're breaking up, kiddo. Yep.
Well, y'all can go on to someone else.
I'm sorry, you keep dropping out, kiddo.
That's okay. All right. No worries.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
I'll wave, but bye.
That was weird how
That's
the
funny.
signal was dropping off like that.
I know. It was like we were breaking up.
What's the plan for the group of TikToks in January 19th? I don't think it's going to end January 19th. There's too many trillions of dollars involved in it. But thinking on that. X or YouTube, probably. X or YouTube. I don't know. I'm thinking positive. TikTok's going to be around, So yeah. That's kind of a nutshell where we're going to be. So, good tips tonight. Evo, I love what she does with that. She has all the information for the docs in case she gets hung out and has to go somewhere. A lot of people are saying Insta. I've tried on Insta and I can't get a following on Insta I don't twerk good enough on Insta to get a following, and it's just, it's not working for me. So, I don't do Facebook though, so we're gonna have to figure something out, so that's just kind of an issue with me. How about we do something fun? How about we do something called victories? Let's do some victories. Does anybody have any victories tonight? It could be, we could do, you found your unicorn, or you got a shower, or you got to see the grandkids, or you got to do something with the neighbors or something. Any kind of victory if you did. Got a pedicure. There you go. Erica, she nailed it. Got a pedicure today. That's awesome. Lana's gotten to see a chiropractor.
Nancy.
Hallelujah. Hope that helps. I got to see one very briefly and I liked it, but they fired him at my doctor's office. Valerie spent the weekend with the daughter and grandkids. Yep. And I'll be getting to see them this weekend on Saturday. Yay. First time since last Christmas practically. Hey. So I got a shower in today. Heck yeah. It's bad when the dogs are dragging you in. The dogs are telling you it's time, dude. Dude, it's time. So that's what I did today. Shelly got released by the neuro today to annual checkups. Hallelujah. That's good. I think it's good. I hope that's a good thing, Shelly.
Love that.
Released in a good way. Not fired, but released in a good way, right?
One less doctor's appointment.
Yeah, no doubt.
One less doctor's appointment.
Getting away from minutes here. Jeez. Amy. Dixie got mopping done.
Ooh. See? Good for you.
Rescheduled us for the fourth time. So no pressure. So hopefully they'll get you in this time to get it done. Spend 8 hours in ER. And functions drop 30%. Amy, I hope they get this figured out for you.
We'll send the new fires.
We will, man. We're getting all the spoons I've got. Sarah's son's going to be home from Utah in an hour. Hallelujah. Leslie worked 2 days, all day, saw clients. Hallelujah. Got my hair cut and colored. That is awesome stuff. See, this is good stuff. Woo-hoo! This is so good stuff. This is what I need.
I need to do.
You guys saw my video on Sunday. You saw where I was, I haven't had victories in a long time. I'm desperately needing victories like this. This is really, really good. Dixie cooked a huge veggie soup, home bread. You made homemade bread? I would love some homemade bread.
Wow.
Dang. That is awesome. And you have pneumonia and you're doing all this.
I made veggie soup last week. Superwoman.
Flaring again. Wow.
Superwoman.
Clarissa had a date with her hubby. Hallelujah. Congratulations with that. I hope he was better than me because I just typically do hamburgers,
Get it, girl.
And that's it. I do look better today. Well, that's the shower. That's the shower. And the masks. Make cucumber salad last night. There you go. This is good stuff. This is why we do this because we can kind of get together and for people like me who desperately need these victories because we're not getting them on our own, y'all. These mean so much. These mean so much. So, is there anything else that you? He's like, can I get out and go shopping?
Love that.
There you go. There you go. I am going to got a Christmas gift wrap, house got vacuumed, the dog got washed. Holy crap. You're going to come over here just in time. You can do that here. We have 4 dogs.
I have wrapped
spoons used. I bet so.
So far.
You know.
Yeah.
But at least it's a low pain day.
Oh,
exactly.
Man.
Exactly. Well, at least it's a low pain day. You know. Got some organization done.
Yeah.
We are driving to Oklahoma on Saturday. It's 4 hours up. We'll spend time with the grandkids and then 4 hours back home. I don't think I'm going to get out of bed on Sunday. So Sarah went Christmas shopping and wrapped gifts. You went snowboarding? Sheesh. That's craziness.
Fun.
There you go. That's a victory. That
break a bone if I went snowboarding.
Yeah. The youngest Dachshund is finally wanting to let you know it's time to go out. That is awesome. You know. See? That's all good stuff. That is also good stuff.
I died.
Yeah, then I died. But you know, it's about the making memories, right?
That's
Sarah,
funny.
how many times have I preached about making memories, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Who's going on a date?
Oh, does that, going on a date depending on how I feel. That's awesome. That is so awesome.
I want all the tea.
We'll need tea. We'll need tea on that. That is for sure. You know?
Yes.
So,
what's his name? Can I look him up? I'll stalk him. I'll do some research. Give me his name. I'll find him. I'll do some research for you.
I definitely will pack like that, Shell. Actually, Shell, I have to pack summer because both of my jackets are in the shop right now. The zippers broke on them. So I don't have any jackets right now, which sucks. So, but it's Texas, right? You know, in theory. But I'm outside tonight. I'm not locked up in the bedroom tonight. Hey, Ash, thank you for coming out tonight. You know, yeah, it's supposed to be like in the 40s overnight, but this is doable tonight right now. So, I mentioned Christmas, right? That we're going to do a live on Christmas. We're not going to do a live next Tuesday night. Christmas is already set up. You can go get registered for notification on Christmas if you'd like. There's no specifics. There's no anything. There's no pressure. There's just a bunch of invisibles hanging out, right? This is what we are. This is what we do. We're there for our family members. And Dixie already got registered. There you go. And again, it is Christmas celebration because it's Christmas Day. But if that's not your flavor, don't stress over it. Everybody's welcome. Open book, open door. I want everybody there. You know, because that's what we need. You know, I really want to I always try to make this a safe place for everybody in the community. So let your friends know. If you know somebody, get the word out that next Wednesday night, this is the safe place for anybody in the visible community to be. Just to kind of come and hang out and just chat, you know, and go that route. I think it'll be good. You know, Thanksgiving was a lot of fun, you know. So Christmas Eve is our big night. Seafood extravaganza. God, I wish Valerie would eat seafood. I would so dig on some lobster and some crab legs and some fish, but not allowed in the house. Neither's Chinese food. 17 years together, I finally got to eat Chinese twice. You know? So, yeah. No, Thanksgiving isn't up. I am like 4 videos behind Norma and getting them to Joe to get them put up. I need Amy and Joe to start reminding me on a daily basis to get that stuff sent, you know, so I can get that stuff done.
Not the one you want to remind you.
Clarissa, if you go to my profile page after the live, it'll say live events. If you click on it, it may show tonight still, but it'll show Christmas. It'll say Invisible Christmas. Click on that, and it'll get you registered. It'll send you a notification when it gets started. So, so that's, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be real good. So, is Danny? He, hills and valleys, right? He's really old for a big dog, and his anxiety is bad. We took him to the vet. He's already taken the max amount of Xanax we can give him for his weight, so they're wanting us to give him an extra gabapentin in the daytime. No, it's bad. His anxiety is terrible. And he actually gets a lettuce cookie at night too. I'll let you use your imagination on what that is, because if not, he can't sleep in the bed. He can't sleep in the bed with us because he'll try to. If you move, he wakes up attacking, and he's got pit bulling. He doesn't mean to do it. He's just afraid, and so that's what happens. So, Danny's. I had to ask Valerie. She's a tracker, 15 or 16. For a 60-pound dog, he's got some age on him, you know. So, so
he deserves it. He deserves the lettuce cookie.
Yeah, he's higher than a kite at night. Xanax and that. Yeah, boy, at times I didn't know what planet he's on.
I can't imagine.
You know,
I would be gone.
I know, and I weigh 3 times his weight, right? So yeah, so we're gonna do it on Christmas. Do you have any neighborhood dirt to dish, tea to dish tonight before we sign off? Or does anybody else have anything tonight before I go and eat a pain med?
Well, the SWAT team was in our neighborhood the other day.
The SWAT team? Heck yeah! Oh, you're just dropping this bomb at the very end? We could have been talking about this the whole time. You know?
I meant to tell you the other day when it happened. It happened, gosh, what is today? Today's Tuesday. So it happened on Friday?
Wait. Where do you live that SWAT comes to your neighborhood?
A really nice neighborhood, okay?
Go ahead, do tell, right?
We have good neighbors. We just happen to have one neighbor who gets into trouble on a regular basis. So, but yeah.
So cuffs? Did they come out in cuffs? Did they do tear gas? Did they do what? Or just the truck came through with bodies hanging off the side?
No, so the truck came through. It was 2 SWAT trucks and like 6 cop cars. And I want to say the ambulance came too, but yeah, he, bless his heart, he lives at the very end of our neighborhood, and he is into drugs very heavily. So he gets in trouble with the cops a lot. And he was, I don't know how I can say this on live, but he was cooking some substances.
That just got it. Hang on. I'm gonna say, no, we just got live visibility.
I don't know how to say this.
You can say it now because it says we're restricted now. So
yeah. I was trying to be real careful.
It's okay.
I was like,
it's all right.
Yeah, he was cooking some substances and beating his girlfriend.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah. So they brought him out in handcuffs. But it's not the first time. It's the first time SWAT has come to the neighborhood, but it's not the first time that there's been activity in front of his house. He's overdosed a couple times, and, you know.
This is why we need to get you that drone, because you could be filming that. Well, you could be filming that with your drone and selling that to the local news channels, right? Selling the video.
And see, this is why I sit outside. You guys think I'm crazy. But stuff is going down.
Shelly's like, was he having yard sales too?
I sit outside and watch.
I love that.
Listen,
Norma's going to get a.
Oh my gosh.
Says she's getting a rocking chair so she can do that. Sit outside and scope on her neighbors like that. You created a monster.
You just never know what is going to happen.
Sitting outside.
It is a side hustle. I take it very seriously.
That's nuts. That's nuts. God bless. So now we know that you have a cooker in your neighborhood. We know that your family is responsible for the song, the Christmas song, "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer." We found that out a few weeks ago. So you always save the best for last. That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Well, I didn't think I could talk about it because I figured we'd get restricted somehow. So and we did. I didn't want to bring it up.
And we did get restricted. So there you go. It's crazy.
I didn't know. You can't really,
That's crazy. Only other thing that I want to bring up one more time is if for the people that are subscribers, if you can subscribe, we are going to be taking all the stuff that TikTok sends me for subscribers and gifts, doing a subscriber live on Monday morning around 10 Central Time to go spend money and all that money at Petco to buy dog treats and cat toys and cat treats for the kiddos at the animal shelter, local animal shelter. So they'll have a good Christmas. We'll get them dropped off just in time for Christmas for all of them there at the shelter. So, yeah. So we'll be doing that. So if you're a subscriber, join the live. So I think it's funny. You're the most well-behaved person in the whole live, and you're the one that gets us restricted, So...
Didn't mean to.
Yeah, whatever. You have it on the wall. You're writing it on the wall like little marks on the wall. Yeah. This was me. So, thank you all for. Yes, I do, Shelly. I do have Cash App. That would be awesome if you could do that. I will send you a message when we get done. You don't have to, but that would be awesome if you can. Because it is so cool. We fill that bucket up at the animal shelter every time we go. We go about almost every a little over 2 months, 2.5 months. And the staff is thrilled. They have a volunteer that spends a lot of time with these dogs, and they were running out of treats the last time we got there. And so they were like, he gives them treats like 2 or 3 times a day, so it's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing. So, I'm trying to think.
I want you to know that I came into this live tonight trying to stay on the rails. All right. So I tried my best to stay on the rails, but waited to the very end to go off of it. So it's not my fault, Dixie. I tried. I don't just come up with off these crazy things. Shit just happens around me. I'm just retelling the information. I'm not partaking in any of this. I'm not causing any of the drama. I'm just watching it.
You're like that page 6 on the New York.
Thank you. Post, I tried.
I mean, so that is so funny. You're the nicest person we have.
I tried to keep it on the rails tonight, guys. I apologize. I don't know about that.
So, Ms. Amy, any parting before I get up and go grab
I'll
my
have
pain
tea
meds?
on Christmas, I'm sure.
I know you will. I know you'll have tea on Christmas. I cannot wait. Hey, Heather.
I will. Do you know why I'm going to have tea for Christmas?
Because you'll be around family the whole time.
Because they are switching all... Well, yeah, but they're switching all of our traditions because people are pissed at each other. So, I'll have tea, and I'll share it with you guys on Christmas. It'll be good.
on Christmas. Like, could there be a better day to share it? No, that's the best time to share it. So. All right.
That's all I got for tonight.
It's got to be crazy right now in healthcare. Everybody I know is sick right now with the weather changes, So, yep, Sarah catching us at the end tonight. All I've got is I just did it. We thank you. I needed this tonight. You guys have no idea how much I needed this tonight. I needed a mental break. I needed to walk away. Thank you for putting up with my brain fog again tonight. Thank you for putting up with a dozen masks that I probably wore tonight. But this is an important time of the week for me, and you guys are just the best. And I hope everybody, like every video I do, I always say I hope everybody's day is a little bit better, and I truly, honest to God, mean that, because I know what it's like to not have those good days. So if you guys need something, I'm going to try not to delete emails this time. It's Keith, KEITH, CPP@gmail.com. That's really the best way to reach me right now. Or message Amy. Amy is a lot better at messages than I am. So I think it still says I'm 460 some odd behind. So, but email is the best way. And I'm looking forward to next Christmas. I guess the other thing we could talk about real quick, Invisible No More Thursdays is coming back. The first Thursday in January.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be doing it right back here on this page. I have a really cool person lined up for that first Thursday. They took the whole thing, Make Memories, and ran with it. And they literally went to another country with it and suffered and missed pain, but they made some incredible memories. So that's going to be a really good story to tell. The current healthcare and where they live here in the state they're in is terrible, and they got incredible healthcare when they were out of the country. So we'll talk about that too. So that'll be, is that the 2nd of January? It's first Thursday. Other than that, on that note, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for loving us like you do. Thank you for making this a safe place for everybody to be tonight. And thank you for lifting my spirits. It's much needed. So if you need anything, send me an email. Love you guys. We will talk to you soon. Please be safe. And I hope tomorrow is a little bit better day for you guys. Okay? Love you. Peace.